Good morning. Welcome back to SP Streamer Live here on this Tuesday morning as we all get ready to go back to work from a nice long weekend that we just had. I'm your host, Michael Simione. You can follow me on Twitter at SP Streamer. You can check out our website, spstreamer.com. If you're watching this live, you're checking out our Twitch. If you could subscribe, that would mean a ton to us. Today, we're going to look into a hot pitcher, which you could see already up on the screen. And also run through our streaming chart real quick, a little lesson we learned yesterday, and all of that good fun stuff. All right, so let's start off with Jorge Lopez here. So Jorge Lopez has actually been kind of interesting this year. And I don't know if we should believe it or not, but let's just take a look. So I went to his game log real quick. This is just the usual dashboard on fangraphs.com. Now, a little trick / feature, I don't know if you all know about this, but if you do go into someone's game log, what you could actually do is hold shift and you can click on multiple games and it'll give you the stats on the bottom line there. So for those who didn't know about that, now you know about it. But looking at Jorge Lopez's last 3 games, nothing worse than a quality start. He has a 3.18 ERA, a 3.35 FIP, 9.53 K per 9 in 17 innings. So that's interesting. So we want to see if something's going on here. If you actually kind of scroll down, actually, I decided to even go a little further before his blow up against Boston. And in his last 9 starts, he actually has a 4.04 ERA with a 4.42 FIP and a 3.91 xFIP. Again, a little interesting there. Lopez has always kind of done this, though. I mean, if you look at it against this, like the Texas start, I mean, 5 innings, 208 Ks. Then you got Washington, 5 innings, 208 Ks. Like, he tends to do this. He's done this in years past. He's shown some potential in recent starts. I mean, he's 28 years old now. So could we be seeing a late breakout? Who knows? But that's something we're going to kind of look into real quick right now. So again, I was focusing on his last 3 starts before he faced the Yankees, had this little blow up there. Again, a 3.18 ERA, a 3.35 FIP. I like to go over to advanced stats. The home run rate has really dropped, basically. On the season, is a 1.59 home run rate. Last 3 starts is 0.53. K rate going up, which is good. Walk rate going up, which is not good. The 12.2 is a little too high for me. It's not like the K walk is that great. So kind of signs that maybe this isn't real. The BABIP of 326 is a little high. The left on base percentage is high by about 5 points. So I see some good luck, but then FIP's saying that he's actually not being that lucky. So we're going to try and figure out what's going on here. This is horrendous, a 1.47 whip. So basically that's coming with the walk rate, right? He's walking a ton of people, which makes me curious if I was going to say maybe he's getting a lot of chases, though, and that's why he's doing that. But he's not getting a lot of chases. O-swing is only 26.7%, which isn't great. The swing strike percentage hasn't gone up. So I'm not really seeing too much here from him. I do like to go into pitch types. So what he has done the last 3 starts is he's basically dropped his fastball rate and started going more towards the curveball, which you can see here is at 26.9% compared to 23 on the season. And he's slightly upped the changeup as well. But more so, he's gone up 3.9 points on the changeup. So, I mean, on the curveball. So I want to see, is this curveball good, right? So you go up to the split stat here, splits tab here, and under pitch info right here, this is where you could get a breakdown of, you could do all, and you could see all of his pitches, or you could pick a specific one, like his curveball that we were just talking about. So again, he's using his curveball more, making me wonder, okay, maybe the curveball's good, it's his best pitch, and he's going more towards him. Maybe we do have something here. Well, his curveball is a 211 WRC plus against, a 466 WOBA, a 265 ISO. So nothing good here. The P-val's a negative 5.4, a low swing strike, a low O swing, high contact rate. There's nothing. I don't see anything here that's making me think, oh, good, he's going to this much better pitch. So maybe now he's going to be better moving forward, but I'm not seeing that. So I also quickly glanced onto Baseball Savant on 2 of these starts in the last 3 games. So this one was against the Twins where he pitched pretty well. But a 33 CSW is not bad. The sinker was working. It was 6 called strikes. The curve only had 2 whiffs, the pitch we just looked at, which makes sense because it hasn't been really that good. But the changeup had 6 whiffs here with 37 CSW. So, again, I don't see much here as of right now. Then I went back to his Washington start. I think he had this is where he had like 8 Ks. And the 28 CSW doesn't help either. It just doesn't look good. The curve only had 3 whiffs. It's getting a bunch of cold strikes. I don't barely threw the changeup. It's just like I'm waiting for something to point to me that he's going to be getting better, and I just don't see anything right now. So what I want to do is look into him on Brooks Baseball here. For those who don't know, brooksbaseball.net is really good for pitching. I want to look at the outcomes in this month. So you go to the quick date selector here, go to 2021 season. And what you could do is just go to like ISO power against, right? And it's split into months. So in April, his curveball at a 462 ISO against. This month, it's 143. That's much better. The 4-seam has been better as well. So, maybe it's getting better. I don't see it being great though. Like the curve, the slug's down to 476. It's okay. So I don't really see much here. And then especially too, you can look at the velocity and movements. The fastball's up in velocity about half a tick, but the curveball, you want more vertical movement to it, and it's not like he really changed it that much. So I don't know. I think this is kind of just a hot streak. I don't really see too much evidence here to make me think that Jorge Lopez is really going to be that good. And this is just a little insight into how you can look at a pitcher real quick, kind of break them down quickly, and see if someone's real or not real. So that's Jorge Lopez for you. We're now going to look into our streaming chart. Let's scroll down to yesterday real quick. So I said on yesterday's podcast, or yesterday's live show, sorry, that I am not fully convinced on some of these offenses that are hitting well and some of these offenses that are struggling. But it was hard to tell because you have postponements. And again, these teams that are playing really well haven't played well in the past and vice versa. So I said this is going to be a hard streaming week, and it looks like it's going to be a little tough. Mike Meyer against Pitt worked out. Pitt wasn't as good as their numbers, something we figured good. Kelly got hit by the Mets. The Mets got Alonso back. He made a big difference, and they were hot, before their postponement the other day. I didn't believe it, but it looks like maybe they are for real. Villar's not bad. They're going to start getting pieces back. I feel like they're a little dangerous to stream against. And Merrill Kelly was running hot. So, again, this is making things difficult. So the Mets have played well. Seattle was trending up offensively. I didn't really believe it, but they got to James Caprillion. It was off a home run. He let up a home run against someone who's never had a home run before. But, again, this is why it's going to be so tough. Velasquez got hit against Cincy. Tyon was okay against the Rays. It's again, because of the postponements and the way things are trending, this is going to be a difficult streaming week. I'm telling you right now, because we don't know what's for real, what's not for real, who's going to finally start hitting, who's going to finally start being as bad as we thought they were. So again, Pitt looks to be on the way back down. Mets look like they're actually going to be okay. And Seattle just kind of keeps rising up. I'm sure they'll come back down eventually, but I think I'd probably try and stay away from them until that happens. Although you will see my pick in a couple days is against them. All right. Real quick too, I wanted to look into how we did last month. So I'm going to end up tweeting this out there. In Shallow Leagues was actually our worst picks. It's so weird. I don't know why this keeps happening. But we were 20-13 with a 4.41 ERA, 1.32 WHIP. our main picks in May, we had a 3.41 ERA, a 1.15 whip, and a 27.6 record. Fantastic. And then in deep leagues, apparently we're good at streaming deep leagues here. We had a 21-10 record with a 3.24 ERA and a 1.16 whip. Helped tremendously. We didn't really run into any blowups this month, which is good. Fingers crossed, because it's going to happen again. Trust me. All right, back to today. Again, I talked about this a little bit yesterday. We got Singer versus Pitt. Again, Pitt didn't look good yesterday. I think they're safe to stream against. They're not good against righties. I'll take Singer at home against them. You got Dunning in Colorado. Very tempting for me. I still was very close to taking it because I didn't know who I was going to take for main or deep leagues. And Dunning, I feel like Dunning's just going to pitch well. It's just one of those gut feelings. But in Colorado, I was like, you know what? Let me hold off, stay away from the blow up. I went with Lauer. He's a little bit of a safer pick. The Tigers haven't been hitting that well as of late. They haven't been that bad against lefties, but Lauer is on a short leash. So I feel like if he starts pitching, if he's not pitching well, they'll pull him quickly. So I think he's got a safe floor is what I'm trying to say. But I do think he could go 5 solid innings against them. Luis Garcia pitching really well too. Almost went him against Boston. I don't blame you if you do. It makes plenty of sense. I would not touch Caleb Smith against the Mets right now because, again, they're running hot. I mean, look at all that red right there. And Caleb Smith has been good in the bullpen, but you know, there's a big difference with that and starting. So I want to see what we get out of him first. Moving on to tomorrow, we got Shane McClanahan against the Yankees. Makes a lot of sense. Yankees struggling. Another offense that I could see busting out, but I think McClanahan's kind of safe. I mean, look at these numbers. The 23.7 K walk, the 19.5 swing strike is just elite. Again, Yankees aren't good against lefties, so this makes sense. I think the Yankees will eventually start coming back up. They're going to run a lot of hot and cold streaks, and I think you got to try and ride those when possible. Alzolay gets the Padres, who haven't been anything spectacular, but I do like Alzolay with that slider. Vladimir Gutierrez going against Philly. As long as Philly keeps struggling, if they struggle again tonight, I'm full in on this. He was pretty good his last time out. Didn't walk a lot of hitters. I mean, Philly's just flat out struggling. Look at that 50 WRC plus. The only one who's worse is really Texas and Colorado, but you know. So I really like that. They're not really getting on base or slugging the ball. It's just a really good matchup. I'll take that as long as Philly continues to struggle. Smiley against Washington makes sense. Just don't really trust Smiley personally. Then again, you got these two offenses in Colorado that are struggling big time. But do you really want to risk it? I certainly don't, especially with these pitchers. I don't trust Lyles or Sensatella at all, so I would not be touching them. And then we're going on to 6-3. Again, I mentioned Seattle. They seem to be on the up. If they keep trending that way, I might take this away. I do love Canning against them, though, because Seattle swings and misses a lot. The back of their lineup is just horrendous right now. Canning gets a lot of strikeouts. I think he will be fine there. Tyler Anderson, if Seattle keeps going, I'm rolling with Tyler Anderson against Miami. Miami's been struggling, but they do have Starling Marte back. So I feel like they might start trending up a little bit more and not be as easy. But man, look at this struggle against lefties. 71 WRC plus, 33.2 K percentage against lefties in the last month. So that makes a ton of sense. So yeah, again, Canning against Seattle, I might change this. I might shift it to Tyler Anderson. I do have him as a streamer of the week so far because I think if Seattle starts trending down these next 2 days, it's going to make a lot of sense. You're going to get a lot of strikeouts. And you know me, I want to get those Ks. So I'm all for that. So real quick, again, just to reiterate, I see some new people jump in stuff. We looked into Jorge Lopez. His last 3 starts, he's been pitching really well. Going to the curveball more, but the curveball doesn't look that great. It doesn't really look like there's more movement, so I can't really believe in it. I'm just a little scared of it. But again, a 3.18 ERA and a 3.35 FIP in the past 3 starts. Then we went over our streaming. So today we're going Singer, Lauer. Tomorrow, McClanahan, Gutierrez. The next day after that, Griffin, Canning. And we also looked at our numbers from May. They looked pretty good. Again, just to reiterate, in shallow leagues, 4.41 ERA with a 20-13 record. Our main picks, which is 30% and under, we had a 3.41 ERA, a 1.15 whip, and a 27.6 record. Really good. And then deep leagues, we keep continuing to be a little more successful in there with a 3.24 ERA, 1.16 whip, and a 21-10 record. And that about does it for today. That is our quick morning live stream that we like to do. We will be streaming all week this week. We want to start doing it more. We're going to kind of see how it goes. For those who are joining, thank you so much. If you missed the rest of the live stream, just go watch the video. They're going to be up on Twitch and YouTube. And also, if you ever want to pop in here and shoot some comments, questions, I am more than open to it. I would love to answer your questions live and all that kind of stuff. But that about does it. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. Please follow us on Twitter at SPStreamer. Follow our website, spstreamer.com. And check out our podcast, SP Streamer. We took a little break because Doug's on vacation, but he'll be coming back. Again, streaming every day this week except Sunday. Saturday, we have our longer show at 10 a.m. Don't miss that. We always do some interesting things on there. Everybody stay safe. Have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.